The Black-Eyed Children. This story is one of the most famous urban legends, but it's based on numerous accounts from people who claim to have encountered these eerie beings. Here's a detailed version of one such encounter. It was a cold, rainy night in the late 1990s when Brian Bethel, a journalist from Texas, had an experience that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Brian was sitting in his car in a dimly lit parking lot, waiting for the rain to let up before heading home. He was going over some paperwork when he noticed two figures approaching his car. At first, he thought they were just kids seeking shelter from the rain. They looked to be around 9 or 10 years old, dressed in hooded sweatshirts that obscured their faces. Brian rolled down his window slightly to ask if they needed help. That's when he noticed something was terribly wrong. The children stepped closer, and Brian could see their eyes, pitch black, like voids, with no whites, no irises, just endless darkness. Their skin was pale, almost translucent, and their voices were soft, but unnervingly monotone. "Can you give us a ride home?" one of them asked, staring directly at Brian. Brian felt a wave of dread wash over him. Something about these children was deeply wrong. He tried to stay calm and explained that he couldn't give them a ride, but they persisted. "We just need to get home. Please let us in," the other child said, reaching for the car door handle. Brian's instincts screamed at him to drive away, but he found himself frozen, unable to move. The children continued to plead, their voices growing more insistent, almost hypnotic. Brian's mind raced. He knew he shouldn't let them in, but he couldn't explain why. Finally, he managed to stammer, "I'm sorry, I can't help you." The children's expressions changed. Their smiles faded, and their black eyes seemed to bore into his soul. "You have to let us in," they said in unison, their voices now cold and demanding. Brian's fear overpowered his paralysis. He slammed his foot on the gas pedal and sped out of the parking lot, his heart pounding. As he drove away, he glanced in the rearview mirror and saw the two children standing in the rain, watching him leave with those same blank black eyes. Brian's story is just one of many similar accounts. Over the years, numerous people have reported encounters with black-eyed children. These beings always appear as children or teenagers, often asking for help or to be let into a car or home. Those who have encountered them describe an overwhelming sense of dread and an inexplicable compulsion to comply with their requests. What makes these stories so terrifying is the consistency of the details across different accounts. The black eyes, the pale skin, the unnatural voices, and the feeling of being watched or followed afterward are common themes. Some believe these beings are supernatural entities, while others think they might be something even more sinister,